Recently, the both of us went out to the cinema and watched the Jordan Peele debut, Get Out. We didn't see it together.
No.
Get Out, or as I like to call it, the Stepford Negroes.
Yes.
You know that started out as a Key and Peele sketch with that title, and then Jordan Peele's like, hang on, let me just hang on to this one. I might be able to do something with this. And then he had an awkward moment with Chelsea Peretti's family, and a movie was born. He obviously has an affection for horror, and he has a knack for building suspense in scenes. Not just horror suspense, but the suspense of normal activities.
Yeah.
Where are the car keys?
Yes.
Which is the most suspenseful scene in the movie. Why does my phone keep getting unplugged? Those things take on eerier connotations than they normally would in his hands.
They did a number of horror sketches, and they have the tone perfectly in those things. The Make-A-Wish Foundation kid, the dying kid who wants things, which is as funny as anything can be, and also surprisingly scary. Comedy and horror, they say, are very closely connected because they're all about the anticipation and the build-up and then the big surprise.
It took me a while to realize that the guy at the party was the guy at the beginning. Are you just realizing that?
I wouldn't think that because he was dressed, in a funny hat. Well, because he's just so vastly different.
Yeah.
It's called acting and costuming.
Sure.
And the magic of cinema. Whenever I talk about the magic of anything, I go back to that guy who used to hang out on Saturn's Ring. What's his name?
Jack Horkheimer?
Jack Horkheimer. It's like, anything magical is Jack Horkheimer.
I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode, I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good. It might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. Today's a special day here in the basement. We're celebrating my birthday. Craig has brought me the gift of a movie. The only caveat is that the movie be released in 1973, the year of my birth.
And I know that you looked up movies that came out in 1973, trying to figure out which ones I haven't seen. What do you think is in this envelope?
The three guesses I have for what this movie is all begin with the same two letters. It's either Paper Moon, Papillon, or Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
I will respond to you in popular song. Give me a break, give me a break, break me off a piece of the Three Musketeers.
That's not how that song goes.
I know. So here you go. Released in
1973.
This is one of the dozens of movie and TV versions of the classic Alexander Dumas novel. Herein we'll not only find Christopher Lee, but four other Welcome to the Basement alums. Michael York of Logan's Run and Romeo and Juliet. Raquel Welch of Bedazzled. Roy Kinnear. And Richard Lester from the Beatles' Help. Lester originally thought this movie could feature the Fab Four themselves, but the boys from Liverpool had to break up their little rock and roll group like they were some sort of jerks.
I believe this is our first swashbuckler movie.
Well, it's about time.
Tally-ho!
Voila!
So, it's birthday time. I assume there's something in that little gold box for me?
After watching this, you might feel the need to have some swords to protect yourself, and just the mere sight of famous drunken actor Oliver Reed might inspire you to get a cocktail. This gift provides for both.
I'm gonna stab some garnishes with these. A bag of swords.
Yes.
You're not supposed to keep these in a bag. Typically it's a bad idea, but in this case it's appropriate.
Because this movie does take place in France, I got you a little liquid from France, right?
Hey,
there you
boy,
go.
From the land where the ladies wear no pants.
Mm-hmm.
The aroma of this is redolent of nothing. Well, I hope it tastes good.
So grab your two best friends and a whole bunch of swords and swash your buckle over to the old leather couch to watch the Three Musketeers.
Swish, stab, horse. I do have this in case we need it.
Yeah. The Three Musketeers opens with D'Artagnan in a sword fight.
They're in the neutral zone.
It's totally kicking in.
What did you take?
He's just about to be killed when the man he's fighting says, "And that's how you sword fight." That's D'Artagnan's dad. He's sending his son off to the city to become a musketeer.
I've given you my secret thrust.
My secret thrust? I'll give you my secret thrust.
No, you will not. He takes his father's sword and he sets out.
Don't sell the horse!
When you can have the milk for free. On his way into town, he gets insulted by a one-eyed man. Rochefort.
If you were a gentleman, I would speak to you. I was speaking at you, sir.
If you bite your thumb at me, so help me God. The duel is cut short, however, as his father's sword is cut short.
The end. Rochefort goes and talks to a fancy lady in a fancy carriage.
The lovely Countess de Winter.
D'Artagnan wakes up, and he decides he's going to swing into battle, with predictably poor results.
He rolled a natural 1.
Finally, he arrives in Paris. I'm D'Artagnan, the son of Gascon.
Who gives him a sword to replace the broken one.
That is...
No, not that one.
That one's cursed. Oh, hey, there's that one-eyed man. I'm gonna go kill him right now. Jumps out the window. Yeah! With predictably poor results.
In short order, D'Artagnan's clumsiness and bumpkinness gets him in trouble with 3 men who each challenge him to a duel. Athos, Aramis, and Porthos.
The Three Musketeers.
You need a lesson in manners.
And villa houses. And mansions.
He goes to meet them at the dueling place.
I win. He invites his 2 seconds over.
Why are you dueling all of us? I don't get it.
My father recommended that I fight duels.
Just like Alexander Hamilton told his kids.
The town guard shows up. You see, dueling is illegal.
Well, how about we have a street brawl?
This young D'Artagnan is allowed to fight side by side with them. And fight they do. They did a little sand people thing at the end there. Not sure why any of these musketeers aren't firing their muskets during this fight. It would seem like a musket would be quite a deadly weapon. Get him, young Skywalker.
Don't get cocky, kid.
They beat the guards. Porthos says, hey, you guys ruined my fancy hat with your blood. I'm going to take this money as a payment for the dishonor. Athos says, hand over that money.
Musketeer's motto, young man, is one for all and all for one.
We have to split this 4 ways.
And young D'Artagnan can go buy some clothes and a servant and lodgings.
What ho, good Cecil? What? You offend me, Sir Cat. I challenge you to a duel. Ha! Have at you! Have at you! You! Ooh, you! Ah! You coward! Come back!
D'Artagnan and his new servant go to meet with Monsieur Brusco. They go to meet with the landlord of a place to live.
Slop's emptied every second day, eh?
The slop's emptied every second. Most people who live here have dysentery. But then he sees the landlord's lovely wife, Constance, and says, I'll take the room.
From afar!
By the power of Grayskull! She only comes into the house 1 day a week. The other 6 days, she's off at the palace because she's the queen's dressmaker.
Faster!
Faster!
In the king's fancy palace, we meet Cardinal Richelieu.
You'll get my skull cap when you pry it off my cold, dead head.
You can tell when Charlton Heston is coming because he's being followed by Michael Moore holding up a picture of a dead child.
He doesn't trust the Duke of Buckingham, and he says we got to keep an eye on him. In the middle of the night, guards come and arrest the landlord and his wife. They're going to take him off to the Bastille.
You will come with me.
And you will see a world of pure imagination. But Constance escapes.
What is happening?
I didn't even get a chance to tune in Tokyo.
She returns to the apartment.
Sir, I must go to Her Majesty. She needs me urgently.
I cannot let you go. The streets are full of danger.
Baby, it's cold outside.
You should sleep here tonight with me.
Can I trust you?
With your life, which beats in your breast.
And my life, which bulges in my pants.
And she does. And they do. You know what I'm talking about. In the morning, she goes off to see the Queen.
Sneaks around all over the streets of Paris.
Money for a cripple. Money for a cripple. Money for a cripple.
Money for a dog. Money for an extra. Come on, this is my only scene.
Money, it's a gas. Grab that cash with both hands and make a sash.
One moment, sir. Are you?
The Duke of Buckingham.
Lindsay? They go to a dyeing factory.
And he meets up with the Queen, who he is having an affair with.
And the Cardinal knows, and he'll ruin me if he can.
Here, let me give you a token of my affection.
A necklace with 12 diamond studs in it.
I gotta go to England now. See you later, lady. A bunch of King's men show up. They start a fight with Buckingham. D'Artagnan's porter has gone and grabbed the other Three Musketeers. Big fight scene.
I probably could have managed, but my thanks to you gentlemen anyway.
We can't understand what you're saying. We speak French.
But he sounded a touch foreign to me.
Did he sound like a Frenchman to you? He didn't sound as French as I do.
Back there in the Bastille,
You were accused of conspiring with...
Damn dirty apes.
Cardinal Richelieu decides to pardon him.
I've set him to spy upon his wife. Send word to Milady de Winter in England. She is to get close to him and obtain 2 of the studs.
Back in England, Countess de Winter snatches 2 of those jewels from an unsuspecting duke. Diamond studs, gotten. Back in town, the 4 companions decide it's time to eat, but they don't have any money.
This is like a porn movie where like a certain amount of time can't elapse without sex. Except for sex, it's a sword fight.
So they find a creative way to get some dinner. The king tells the queen, I'm going to have this fancy party for you, and I want you to wear that diamond necklace that I gave you because it's important. The queen goes, uh-oh.
We need to get a message to England so I can get the diamonds back.
She gives her shiftless husband the letter and says, go to England and deliver this. And he says, I'm not going to do it. Yoink. D'Artagnan steps in and gallantly says that he will deliver the letter.
You shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
I trust that guy. He's got a smoking head.
He sets off, along, of course, with his 3 closest friends.
Then let's go and be killed where we're told to. Is life worth so many questions?
There's gonna be some Three Musketeering going on right about now. Prance, 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 prance.
Along the way, they are set upon by all kinds of misfortunes.
Drop it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab you in the ass when you come back around.
Athos gets stabbed right in the neck.
D'Artagnan and his faithful servant ride on alone. Near the boat that's going to take him to England,
But only if you have a pass from the cardinal.
I have a pass.
This is a hall pass. We are clearly at a wharf. You need a wharf pass.
Now is finally his chance to take down Rochefort and also get the pass to England.
they have a duel in the dark.
Whoa!
His servant says, should we kill him? D'Artagnan says, no, we're not murderers.
But if he bleeds to death, that's his own fault.
They get on the boat and sail to England.
Oh dear.
It's me. My name's D'Artagnan. I have a letter from this Diamond Studs. This palace will burn down shortly for reasons that are unknown to me.
God in heaven, there are two of them missing.
Cock in heaven.
Put a price on these. Each one, their worth.
I'll have to check eBay.
How long to make two of them?
Well, it's really more of a geologic process to make diamonds.
Could I send word to my wife that I will be coming home?
I'll do better than that.
I'll make love to your wife all night long.
It turns out Rochefort is not dead. He gets the 2 stolen jewels.
Would it be a compliment to say that they matched your eye?
Would it be unladylike of me to say that your eye reminds me of nothing?
And takes them to Cardinal Richelieu. Richelieu. My high school French is coming in handy. Richelieu. Nice.
How can I ever repay you?
What I've done for the Queen. And for another who's as dear to me as the Queen is to you.
Would you turn down that music? I'm making a speech.
D'Artagnan takes the restored necklace and races back to France. Along the way, we find out that the 3 guys are not dead, and Athos falls into a well.
But to Oliver Reed, it was just a Tuesday.
Why are you always lagging behind?
The 3 gentlemen hear their friend's voice, and they know they must get back to France quickly so they can help him.
Because all for one, etc.
At the grand ball, the king says to the queen, why aren't you wearing that necklace I asked you to wear? She says, I'll go back to the palace and get it. She doesn't know what she's going to do. D'Artagnan arrives. His horse kicks through a wall. He gets to the window where his beloved Constance is waiting for him. He says, I got the jewels, but those palace guards set upon him. He tries to throw the jewels up. They don't make it.
No, right in the sweetbreads.
And he's able to throw those jewels up into the window. Unfortunately, it's the wrong window.
Oh, no!
Shit. But Constance goes into that room,
and so they have a fight scene. I'm gonna mess you up like I messed up the 2017 Oscars.
His three companions come to the rescue. D'Artagnan finally climbs up to that window. He slides down the table, kicks De Winter in the ass, and they've retrieved the jewels. The queen goes to the ball. And check this out, sucker!
Richelieu, more like doucheloo.
Richelieu, more like beacheloo. I guess it's okay. Richelieu, more like Richelieuser. I guess we're good.
Cardinal Richelieu, more like Fartinal Richelieu.
This D'Artagnan beat me. Maybe I should hire him. Then he'll be on my side. Cardinal Richelieu, more like Cardinal Jerk.
Being that D'Artagnan has finally made his bones, he is allowed the sash and the robes of a musketeer, and also the musket.
Finally! This musket courtesy of Cardinal Richelieu, who is a very staunch supporter of Second Amendment musket rights.
And they're off to further adventure.
The Three Musketeers. Is life worth so many questions? You'll have to excuse my faithful servant back here. He's playing with your broken letter opener.
Yes. Of course it's worth so many questions, because that's why we're here.
I thought the swordplay in this was outstanding. Mm-hmm. It's not just like, ha-ha! Mm-hmm. It's down and dirty in the dirt, fighting with whatever you can get your hands on. Every sword scene, I loved him.
But Oliver Reed had problems with the sword fighting, mostly because he was a bit too exuberant with it. And Reed did injure himself during the watermill scene. So if you're like, no one can get stabbed in the throat and live, yes, someone can. It's Oliver Reed, and we watch it actually happen.
I have a question about Oliver Reed. Is he handsome?
I'd say Oliver Reed is handsome.
He's got kind of a swarthy, rugged quality, like a young Albert Finney. Mm-hmm. And I think, especially in the 70s, that was very attractive. He was a He-Man.
He's not conventionally pretty like Richard Chamberlain is, but you can't help but look at him.
I think it's the eyes. He's got very piercing eyes.
Yes.
And he has confidence coming out of his ears.
Yeah.
And blood coming out of his neck.
If you look at the movie, Oliver Reed's the only one of the Three Musketeers that you really latch onto. Frank Finlay is humorous and has his moments, and Richard Chamberlain's just
barely there,
Yeah, he's just there to fill in the space. And it's not in that way that, like, Larry and the Three Stooges is there because something would be missing without him. It's like he's not there at all.
Yeah.
I think that the sequel, the Four Musketeers, probably has more of them working together. Probably has more Richard Chamberlain, too.
Now, you have some story to tell about the sequel?
Yes. Originally, this was supposed to be a 3-hour-long epic, replete with a intermission in the middle of it, just like they used to do in the old days. That's what all of the cast was expecting on opening night. They get to the end of this movie, and then they show clips from the Four Musketeers saying, come back in a few months, we have this other movie for you. Wait, what the hell? We shot 2 movies?
We only got paid for 1.
They only got paid for 1, exactly. Lawsuits ensued, and now, if you look at a SAG contract, it has something called the Salkind Clause, named after Alexander Salkind, the producer of this movie, so that if they use your footage, they have to pay you for appearing in another movie.
In addition to the swordplay, the production design in this was top-notch. It was a production design you could smell.
It really seemed 400 years old. The scene with the dentist on the street, while that's happening, there's like 2 or 3 other background events that are happening. It's like a Hieronymus Bosch painting with all of these details in it.
Sure. Dürer, did he do like the big paintings with like lots of things going on? Albrecht Dürer?
Sure.
I'm talking right out of my ass on that. We've given him a lot of guff on this show, but I have to say that Michael York in this was a delight.
Yeah, he was really solid.
The physical comedy, the innocence he brought to his character, it was all just nearly perfect. In this, his 3rd performance on our show, this might just get him into the Hall of Fame.
Here's hoping.
Where do you stand on the Three Musketeers candy bar?
It is my all-time favorite candy bar. If I could only eat one candy bar for the rest of my life, Three Musketeers.
I find it to be pretty boring.
Give them to me. Send them my way.
It's just whipped nougat.
Yeah?
I don't know. I prefer the busyness of a Snickers bar.
But you know me, nuts should not be in chocolate, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you, sir, are living a lie.
Well, we put them all together, Matt. We lick the platter clean.
Final thoughts on the Three Musketeers, of which there were 4 who mostly fought with swords and not muskets.
I believe those were your final thoughts.
There we go. Well, it's all for one and one for our website. Welcome to thebasementshow.com. You can see all of our episodes. You can read things and find out information. And there's a PayPal donation button that you can click on and donate a few dollars or francs to support our show. Or possibly you could donate 12 diamond studs.
Diamond studs for your diamond buds.
You know who one of our recent donors was?
Who?
Lindsay. She writes, recently it was Eddie Money's birthday, and my local radio station out here in Utah played a marathon of his songs for 2 days to honor him.
Wow.
Ugh. While I don't enjoy that kind of oral barrage, I now can't think of Eddie Money without thinking of you. That's right, I'm not a fan of Mr. Money.
He likes money, but not Eddie Money.
But thank you, Lindsay, for your generous donation.
To find out who our other donors are and to see the contents of our mailbag, come back next Friday for Welcome to the Basement Unboxing, where we unbox these envelopes.
And now it's time for Seen It!
Seen It!
Carson McClendon writes, I really enjoyed The Nice Guys. It was good to see Ryan Gosling take on a more comedic role along with Russell Crowe back on the screen for the first time in a while. Seen it.
Not seen it.
I'm getting a little tired of comedies that are set in the 70s that make no effort to actually be a period piece. These two actors are obviously modern men with wide lapels and kooky haircuts.
And lesser technology.
It just shows me that the screenwriter and the filmmaker have no interest in making a period piece. They just want to have funny clothes and funny references. And that irritates me. Be that as it may, it is a good movie and it's a good comedy.
Shane Black knows what he's doing. You know, if he is the guy who makes buddy comedies.
Russell Crowe has gotten quite tubby. I can't imagine he put on weight on purpose for this movie, so he's becoming a very rotund man.
A lot of times if you have a lot of muscle and you just let go a little bit, it just slides down, which is why I don't work out. Never have, probably never will. It's walking or nothing for me. Prince Micah writes, The Witch! Exclamation point.
Or as I like to call it, The V-Vitch.
Seen it.
I have not seen it. I think it's too scary for me.
I don't think it's that scary of a movie as far as when you're out in the woods, you're not going to think that the witch is going to get you.
I've seen the trailer for the movie at least 5 or 6 times. The trailer scares the hell out of me. And also, having seen it so often, I feel as though I've gotten enough of the movie.
I have lamented on this show once, maybe twice, about Christian movies. They don't seem to be about Christianity. It's more about being persecuted for being a Christian in today's society, and then they just seem silly. The Witch is the movie I've been looking for. All the characters in this movie are die-hard Protestant Puritans, and they spend so much of the movie wondering what God is thinking about them, and their personal shame and guilt, and knowing that you don't know until you're dead if you're going to heaven or hell. So finally, I have a religious movie that I can give the stamp of approval for, and no one talks about it that way. They talk about it's a movie about the witch. And that goat. Man, that goat.
Okay. Lordy, that goat. ERCRD writes, have you seen Green Room? One of my favorites of last year. Anton Yelchin is dearly missed. Seen it?
I've seen it, yes.
That is crazy. He was killed by a parked car.
Mm-hmm.
You hear about that and it's just like, the universe will just get you.
Yeah.
For a ridiculous reason. It's very sad. So this features Mr. Yelchin and the actress with the worst name in Hollywood, Imogen Poots.
Sir Patrick Stewart is in it, not really trying at that American accent.
He's banking on that he'll sound like a New Englander. The twist in the third act is a little implausible, but necessary. And up until that point, just the tension they create and the way they use this very limited space is just so novel.
It goes from 0 to 60 pretty fast, but it's all very real how it happens. It's like one little mistake was made and it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. The Nazis in the movie, they're kind of human.
Well, in particular, the guy who was the lead in Blue Ruin, which was this filmmaker's previous film, you wonder why he's even there.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't his crowd.
Yeah, well, if you're a Nazi, you just find the Nazis to hang out with.
This movie should really be a lesson to anyone who's in a hate group, and it's that you're probably being exploited. And your hatred is probably being fanned by someone who's manipulating you. And, whatever. Anyway, I don't want to get into that.
Ryan McKee asks, Hacksaw Ridge? Seen it.
Seen it.
Another fine version of a Christian movie about a pacifist refused to touch a gun at all, becomes a medic, and ends up saving a crazy amount of lives.
For me, the first hour was The Notebook. I thought the dialogue in this was horrendous.
Yeah.
But you come to Hacksaw Ridge for the action.
Yes.
And the heroism.
And Mel Gibson is an amazing action film director.
Sure. Mel Gibson's a tough nut to crack. Because obviously he's a racist, rage-filled alcoholic.
Yes.
But he still can give us good movies. So maybe we should just let him do that.
And he has been in the wilderness for a long time.
Sure.
He's very rich wilderness. And so if he keeps making movies of at least this quality, and the less dialogue and English that they have, the better.
That's seen it.
And that's our show.
We watched The Three Musketeers. It was a tale of high adventure that we enjoyed. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I had such a happy birthday here in the basement, and I'm going to have a happy time next time because I get to pick the movie. And I know what it is, and he don't, and we'll see you then. Good night.
Good night.
Back for more, I see, eh, villain? I'll have at you this time. Oh, you're so cuddly and cute, I just can't stay mad at you.